What's up, fellow country fans? This is Whalezilla here, and today we will be going over all the Godzilla King of the Monsters merch that has been announced as of today. So to jump right into it, let's just start off with our not our most recent, but actually the oldest figures that we have known about. So just as a quick rundown, because I want this video to compile of everything that that have been shown off so far. I will make more videos in the future if there are more figures that are announced. So for the first one, here is the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2019 or King of the Monsters Goji. So this Godzilla is coming out in May in Japan and June in America. This guy will be retailing for about $70 and you can order him from Amazon and places. So yeah, I'm just going to go over this fast and stuff. Next guy is King Ghidorah. This is the Monster Arts figure for that movie, and yeah, he will be about, I believe, $150, and he is coming out in June in Japan and July in America, but Amazon says they won't get it until September, but that is just a placeholder date. It could come out sooner. Next off is Rodin. We do not have any information on this figure yet. Hopefully it actually happens and doesn't get scrapped, but I have the feeling that he will be a winter release. Same thing goes for Mothra here. I believe that she will also be a Christmas time-ish release, because we have no information on her, and hopefully it'll get announced soon. So next off, we have the Jakks Pacific figures that were announced, I believe, last month in January. So this first thing is not actually a figure, but it is a mask. You know, like in Jurassic World, how they had those talking raptor masks, or that Chewbacca mask that blew up. So this is kind of that same thing, except it's Godzilla and it roars when you open your mouth. All the Jakks Pacific stuff will also be Walmart exclusives. No price points yet. Our next figure is the 1 foot tall Godzilla 2019 by Jakks Pacific. So this is not actually in the same scale as their giant one from back in 2014, but this one is also going to be a Walmart exclusive. Like I said, all the Jakks Pacific things are. So, yeah, on to the next figure. So this one here is the giant Godzilla. This one is, I believe, 2 feet tall. It scales pretty alright with the Kong. I mean, based off of the heights that I believe were given off in an interview for Godzilla vs. Kong. So if you have that one, awesome. So this guy is actually just a re-release from back in 2014. It's no sculpt differences unless they go in and change that from its promotional pictures. But as of far as we know, is that this is the exact same figure in new packaging. Our next figure is the 6-inch scale, or 15 centimeter scale, King Ghidorah by Jakks Pacific. So its paint is alright. It comes with the Argo Jet, I believe is what it's called, and a building. So yeah, this guy's pretty cool. It will go in scale with your Bandai figures, which is nice. Next up, we have the Rodin. This guy is also in the 6-inch scale, and yeah, it will go perfectly in scale with your Bandais, especially as it will be a good replacement for the Rodin that we have been shown off in Bandai, which we will get to in a couple minutes. Our next figure is this is the tiny, I believe, 3-inch or 4-inch scale figures. This includes a background, a tiny Rodin, and a tiny Godzilla, so you can recreate scenes from the movie. Next up, we have the same thing, which is just Godzilla and Ghidorah. Now, there's a spoiler figure, which will come up later, so yeah. And now, on to the newer stuff. So this is Ruby's new costume, so we'll just start off with this cursed image. It is their, I guess, jumpsuit Ghidorah costume. This is not actually final artwork, this is actually an illustration, so it is concept art, it is not finished yet. But in front, this is an actual photo. This is of the kid size, and it will also come in an adult size, of the King of the Monsters Godzilla. As you can see, its spines are lighting up, which is awesome. So that's about it for those costumes. Next on is the Inflatable Gunsel. This is, I believe, as far as I know, a re-release from back in 2014. They might go back into and change the dorsal plates, but as far as I know, it's the same thing. But the feet do look a little different than bigger. Next up is a couple more re-releases and some new stuff. So all those Godzilla masks and stuff, those are all re-releases from back in 2014. So yeah, if you want to know more information on that, you can just look at other stuff on that. But as you can see, there's 3 new masks. We have an extremely cursed Mothra mask. We have a cool Ghidorah mask that is also not finished yet, as you can see is an illustration. And the same thing goes for Rodin, which is also an illustration. Hopefully those two will look awesome, but I like these masks. Next up, we have some cool things. So we have a dog costume, which is pretty funny. If you want your dog to become Dogzilla. We have, I think these are called wall breakers. I'm not entirely sure. The image I'm looking at is pretty blurry. We'll get a higher quality version in the final video. But yeah, this is. I guess you can have. I actually really like these. It's Godzilla and King Ghidorah. They like hang it up on your wall. It looks like they're breaking out. I really like these. So yeah. And next we also have a moving Godzilla. This one does not talk. I know this is just concept art, but I like this one a lot more compared to the Jack specific one. Hopefully it will be better. But yeah, its mouth will open when you talk to. And now we are finally off to the Bandais. So yeah. Um. We'll just start off with looking at Godzilla. So this is a different sculpt from back in 2014, which is great. His spines are actually lighting up like he's about to do his atomic breath, which is awesome. I love that. I have actually ordered all these figures, which is I'm excited, except for the giant Godzilla, which is actually at the very bottom. Now, this one is the Monster King, is I believe 11 inches or 10 inches tall. This will go, that giant like Final Wars Godzilla. Yeah, this one will go perfectly in scale. Of course, these are all Japanese exclusives. They will not be brought over to the U.S. unless you get it through G-Fest or importing it on a importing website such as HobbyLink Japan. So on the right of Godzilla, this is the Bandai 6-inch movie monster series, King Ghidorah. I love this guy, actually. I think his sculpt is amazing. So yeah, like I said, I already ordered this guy. I'm planning on getting all the merchandise for this movie, which is awesome. And finally, I actually really like the Mothra here. She looks pretty big. She is, I believe, a little over... I think she's almost... Don't quote me on this, but her wingspan, I'm pretty sure, is 10 inches. Do not quote me on that at all. And finally, we have Rodin. I love this Rodin. It is the worst possible sculpt they could have gone with for Rodin, and I love it so much. He looks like they just pressed his face in entirely. I guess this is just due to them for some reason deciding to want Rodin to stand up, even though I don't think he'll be able to do that in the movie. But who knows? Maybe I'll be proven wrong. So there is actually a art book that is officially coming out for Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is awesome. I will definitely also be planning on getting this. So this will come out in June 5th to be exact, or no, June 4th to be exact. This comes out, I believe, actually, I'm not exact on this, but it is June 4th or the 5th. This will comprise of all the concept art for this movie, which I believe is awesome. They did this for Skull Island and not King of Monsters, and 2014. So yeah, I would definitely pick this up because I love concept art for movies. And another thing we are getting is a novelization of the movie, because they also did this for Kong Skull Island and Godzilla 2014, which just, this kind of like novelizations, they're like a kind of stylized version of the movie, which is awesome. Almost all movies get this done. It's just a book version of the movie. So yeah, that's about it for all the non-spoiler merch, and now on to the spoilers. And finally, we have entered spoiler territory, so do not blame me for this, but here we go. This image is coming up right now. This is the Godzilla 4-inch scale versus Mothra. As you can see, this is Godzilla in his Fire Godzilla form. Now, this was actually hinted towards in a screenplay for 2014, where Dr. Serizawa said if Godzilla stayed on land for too long, he could actually melt down, which I believe this is also a reference to Godzilla vs. Asteroid, but I believe that is a no-brainer. But yeah, that is it for all the Godzilla King of the Monsters merchandise so far. I hope you all really like all this stuff like I do, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.